So I got to go back to the beginning. So you're in high school. Were you doing this shit then? Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop. Alan, let's get ready to scoop up some knowledge, shall we? That's right, Alan.
I was wondering what you were going to come out of the gate with on this one.
I've been thinking about this one all flipping day.
And Will's going to be rolling his eyes.
I had a guy say to me, I was at a networking event, I said, I'm just like a kid in a candy store running my business. I'm thinking to myself, I feel like a ditch digger in a shit center. I'm like, you're over there like, ooh, I just love my biz. And I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm covered in just shit. And I'm like, oh my God, look at my next guest going to be coming on the podcast. We got Will from Poop Scoop, millionaire is what he says, but he's from Swoop Scoop. So we're scooping poop for millions of dollars. So I used to tell people, man, I just make my millions, $80 at a time in the handyman business. By the way, we ain't at 80 anymore per hour.
No, you're not.
No.
I am a customer and I can attest to that.
Right. Thank you, Alan. And we appreciate you especially. But we need to get off of you a little bit and get on to Will.
We didn't even get on me.
No, that was enough.
Yeah, actually, I kind of have a funny story to tell that would actually relate to this podcast.
All right, let's hear your story.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to give me enough time to tell it.
Okay, that's good. Great story, Alan.
All right, Will, on to you. Yeah. Are you done yet?
Well, we'll get back to your story. I'll let you later, if time allows. Oh, we're going to break, everybody. Go ahead, break.
Cut for time, Alan's story.
Yeah.
Put it on YouTube.
Oh, here comes from the zoo to the wild. Chris Lullaby, a zoo story about his business and how he grew his own business from the zoo to the wild. Get that on Amazon. Yeah. Will, man, thank you so much for
Welcome
coming
to my world, Will.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about this. All right. So I got to go back to the beginning. So you're in high school. Were you doing this shit then? Or was this where you thought you were going to be? Or did you have like other designs in life?
No, I had no plans out of high school. Whatsoever. I was just going for it. Went to college. Probably wasn't the right move. Graduated college and needed to make more money, so I decided to go into business.
You're in the Northwest?
Yeah, we're in Spokane, Washington, right on the border of Idaho and Washington.
There you go.
Well, go ahead, Alan.
Beautiful part of the country.
Go ahead.
What?
Tell everybody. They want to know, where are you from originally, Alan?
I was born in Bellingham and raised in Portland.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alan thinks Northwest is the greatest place in the world. Will, you have lived there all your life.
Yes.
So obviously Will thinks it's the greatest place in the world.
It's a wonderful place.
All right. Let's get into this a little bit. All right. So you go to school, get into business. Did you take a corporate job gig after? Kind of give us that arc before you started this idea.
Oh man, yeah, this whole thing, yeah. Well, I went to school not even for business. I went to school for like social work or something. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like a whitewater raft guy. I just wanted to do fun stuff and figure out how to get paid for it. Graduated college and people wanted to pay me like $12 an hour. So thought that wasn't going to work.
Wow. So $12 an hour as a river guide's not the big bucks?
No, yeah, not the big bucks.
Do the math, everybody.
Probably a great way to meet girls though.
Huh?
It's true. It's like a 9-to-1 girl to guy ratio in the social work program. It's pretty easy too. I didn't even have to buy books. My last year of school, everybody just kind of passed. You talk about your feelings or whatever.
I think to be in a social work, you actually have to have some compassion. I'm sensing a lack of that.
Oh
yeah,
God.
We moved on immediately. That was a blunder.
Oh my God. That's hilarious, brother. That is awesome. We just like talking for our feelings and whatnot, and I get an A. All right. So next thing, you come out of school, river guide money, you're not going to make it. So where'd you find your job? Or did you just immediately start like, I'm going to go figure this out myself?
I think I got like a job at like an insurance place or something. And I luckily had a friend that was in digital marketing and kind of took me under his wing. So he worked for a digital market agency. So I switched over there as soon as I could. Basically just started off doing marketing for local companies. And I realized I make a lot more money if I just own the local companies instead of just doing the marketing for them. So that was kind of the most recent pivot.
So, what businesses did you buy or start?
I started an electrical company. So I partnered with a guy that was an electrician for like 30 plus years. That was my first, I guess, home service business. So we took that from zero to over $1 million in the first like 5 or 6 months, which was pretty cool. And then at the same time, I had my buddy from high school that saw how that business was taking off, and he wanted to do something, but he wasn't a handyman. He couldn't even back up a trailer. He wasn't an electrician or HVAC or anything. So we came up with this idea that we were going to try to pick up dog poop and make some money, see if we could make it work.
Had anybody done that before? I
I
mean,
think there's been some people that were doing it, and actually at the time, my wife was pregnant, and I just wasn't doing it. So she had hired a pooper scooper, and their business kind of sucked. So that's kind of where the idea came from. I thought we could do a better job.
All right, so let's get into this niche because you've heard of dog walkers, especially in big cities. I mean, you're out in the Northwest, Spokane, admittedly not the biggest city in the nation, not very densely packed, knowing enough
No.
about Spokane.
Mhm.
So it's not New York City, it's not a Boston, it's not a Northeast city. So you knew dog walkers, but poop scooping. Talk to us about that market.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting. It's totally different than like my electrical company. I got a garage door company also, where the main focus is just getting on Google, right? Getting those top spots on Google. Nobody even knows what a pooper scooper business was, or at least when we first started. So we had to try to find ways to go out and get in front of people. So I think my buddy that I did the business with, he started off by knocking on doors, passing out door hangers, and he kind of grinded his way to his first 10, 20 customers or so. And once we got there, I thought, maybe this thing's legit. I started throwing some money into Facebook ads, and the thing took off like crazy. We went to from 20 to over 300 accounts in like 2 or 3 months.
So I think what's interesting about this is that you basically made a market. There was no market for it. Nobody knew this was a need. No, nobody went, "Oh my God, I have got to have a red BMW," because there's a market for red BMWs. There's a market for cars, sports cars. There's a market for whatever. But in his case, nobody knew that somebody would actually come up and pick up their dog shit.
well, and he's providing a solution for something that just absolutely pisses me off because I'm not a dog owner. I got to listen to my neighbor's dogs barking. And then what makes it worse is then they take them for a walk so they can crap in my yard. And I'm like, how, in what universe does this make sense? Crap in your own yard. I feel like,
Get off my lawn, you
I could
kids.
buy, here's another little side business you could do is you could sell people like me bags of poop that you pick up so I can go spread it all over their yard.
Yeah,
Oh,
That would be a vengeance.
we got a
package.
lot
this would
of
be.
it.
You know what? You got another idea. Not just a fertilizer bag
Actually,
situation.
that is a good question to find out what they do with it.
Okay, let's find out.
What do you do with it?
What do you do with it?
Uh, Basically, waste management takes it and burns it because you can't use it for anything.
Well,
You
there you
can't,
go.
why can't you use it for anything? That's not very eco-friendly, Northwest.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
come on.
listen, all right.
It's
Bottom
because
line,
they're
carbon
feeding
footprint.
dogs all
Alan,
this
you
weird,
can't
all
say
this stuff.
eco-friendly in Northwest and then talk about, I just wanted to get the dog shit so I could throw it on my neighbor's lawn.
And light it
I
on
mean,
fire.
that is nothing
Yeah,
friendly.
if you could have
that
a
is nothing
self-combustible
Northwest.
bag that I can throw in their house.
If there's one thing you have going for you in the Northwest, everybody out there is always known across the entire nation as being nice.
They are nice.
And
They're polite.
If they're polite, but you are out there saying, "Hey, Will, give me the poop, and I'm going to throw it all over my neighbor's yard."
Yeah.
Do you have what it takes to start your own business? Are you tired of the 9-to-5 corporate job and ready to make that leap into entrepreneurship? Then you need to check out From the Zoo to the Wild, the new book by successful entrepreneur Chris LaLamia. This book is a unique perspective on the journey into the wild world of home services and delivering excellence in service while working in customers' homes. LaLamia shares his path to success in this industry, including proven customer relationship strategies, award-winning customer experience processes, and a unique approach to training a team of service technicians to perform at the highest levels. Whether you're a small business trying to scale or a franchise operation, From the Zoo to the Wild will give you the mindset, habits, leadership style, and customer-oriented processes to succeed as a small business owner in the home services space. So if you're ready to take control of your future, get your copy of From the Zoo to the Wild today, available on Amazon.
Yeah. And I was thinking we get one of those big like hydraulic dump trailers. So if you really don't like somebody, we can get a couple 1,000 pounds of it for you delivered.
That would really prove a point, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think,
That'd probably get them kicked out of business.
I
Too.
think that would.
So Alan, as we're kind of brainstorming great ideas, let's put that
So
one on
it's not compostable or compostable? How do you say that?
You might be I think the protein content's too high in the waste, so it like ends up killing people's grass and stuff.
Oh, well, I've seen that. Now let's talk about business.
Yeah, another reason
buddy,
why I love.
How about
when
my
they
buddy
poop
who
in my
never
yard.
picks up his? We went to people's yards, and I see my buddy. I'm talking about when I go to customers' house. You look in their backyard; they haven't cut the thing in forever. You look out there, and there's just like yellow spots everywhere, and it's where the grass is died. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Huh.
Horrible.
If you want to kill your yard fast, I got a solution for you.
Ooh. No, still can't do anything. All right, let's go back to this. So you had to make a market. I mean, that's where your digital marketing experience came in. And I knew that's really where we were going to end up going. But we had to have some fun at the beginning. When we talk about this, is that you had to grow a market where there was no market to be had. You know, we talk about another gun, a Revishelf or Shelf Genie or Art of Drawers. You know, people don't know that they could have drawers that pull out in their kitchens. And so what do? You have to create a market. So that people know to go to that market to buy that service. They don't know what's available to them. People don't know what they don't know.
People don't know that they have drawers you can pull out in your kitchen.
Now, I'm talking about when you open up your
What kind of customers do you have?
Did I mention not many of my customers listen to this, so I can say it. They are cheap, lazy, and stupid. Thank you, everybody.
And stupid son of
there we go.
Go through life. Son.
All right, that's right. So no, but when you open up the cabinet doors, you can pull out drawers in your cabinet doors. Thank you.
Can you say it slower so I can get it?
I don't think you got it yet. So let's go back to Will, shall we?
Let's.
Will, how'd you grow that market?
Yep. Short story, I guess, was Facebook ads, and really good timing because when we started the business, all the snow was melting, which leaves months and months and months of dog waste left behind. So people had a big pain point. Call it peak poop pain season. So we got pretty lucky with that. Yeah, there you go.
I'm doing that in my head. That's pretty good. I like that. That's great marketing. All right, so obviously, so you make the market. You got to figure out supply and demand. You got to figure out pricing. We always talk about knowing your numbers. I mean, talk to us a little bit about how you make those numbers work.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some other companies throughout the country that we kind of try to copy off of. So basically, the way that we price it is we have a subscription. So we'll either come out twice a week, once every other week, once a month. And then based on the number of dogs that they have, so 1 dog, 2 dog, 3 dog, 4 dog, and then we just have a flat rate subscription that people get billed on the first of the month, and we'll just come out and fulfill it the next month. So, and then we pre-bill everything so that we don't have to chase down money or anything like that.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. Get paid before you go.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. And then finding the labor.
Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah, so finding labor is actually pretty easy. My whole philosophy
said the first guy ever on this podcast, by the way. We've been doing this for 3.5 years, Will. Coming up on 4. Never had somebody go, man, finding people is easy.
No, it is easy for this business because it's not like I'm going out trying to find a journeyman electrician with 8,000 hours and all these crazy licensing. I just need somebody that can pick up dog poop. So the way that we went out about this was to try to make it the best, basically entry-level labor job that you can have. So we pay a couple dollars an hour more than FedEx or any of the lawn care companies around. We provide benefits. We let people take their truck home. We let them work a flexible schedule Monday through Friday. So we have a lot of perks that just because of how the business operates, that allows us to have a little bit more flexibility. We don't have any cost of goods sold really other than labor. We're just picking up poop. So we have higher margins than some of these other businesses as well.
So you're the people who go out W-2, are they 1099? Do they go in your own truck? Talk a little bit about how that service goes and why people appreciate your service more than others.
Yeah, so I wanted to make things as quality as possible. So everybody has a company vehicle. They're all fully wrapped. They're all fully branded. That's actually our third top channel for customer acquisition. Everybody's got uniforms, things like that. But yeah, they're all W-2 employees with benefits. At the beginning, we did toy around with contractors just because we got overflown. So basically, we would just run our Monday through Friday people, and then on the weekends, we'd have them park the trucks on Friday and have our weekend crew come out, so we didn't have to buy twice as many trucks to keep up with the demand during peak.
All right, wait a minute. Big question: Ford or Chevy?
What did we start with? I think we started with Chevy.
And then they sucked, so you went to Ford.
I think we got a bunch of Toyotas. We got a bunch of
Chris,
This episode's over right
yeah.
now.
So, yeah.
I guess
We got a
I'm
bunch
not
of
gonna.
stuff.
I'm not gonna get my
I was
story.
waiting for him to say Kia. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, we
and
don't have
episode
a-
done.
That's right.
You're
We
talking
did,
to a guy
well,
from
our,
Australia,
okay,
bro.
so our second
probably a
location,
Toyota.
we don't take the waste with us. We found out that people actually don't care. We just put it in the customer's trash can. So instead of buying whatever $30,000 trucks, we're buying $5,000 Chevy Sparks.
Okay. Oh, let's talk about that. So I assumed, so in my business, in the handyman business, one of the things that we do and we pride ourselves on is we take all the debris away with us. You know, the old
Yeah.
ceiling fans, the old fixtures, whatever. So you are not. You're saying, hey, look, we'll come there, we'll scoop it, but it's going in your refuse.
At our first location, we already have all the trucks. We got all the dumpsters. We got all the infrastructure set up. So we're just taking it. But every new location that we open, we're just gonna put in the customer's trash can. Like they literally don't seem to care at all. Maybe a couple percentage points.
I didn't know what a Chevy Spark was.
It's a little car, my friends.
Yeah, that
you,
is. It
you
wouldn't
don't
hold
you
any
don't put a
poop.
24-foot ladder on that thing without calling it a
No.
clown car. No.
No.
That's oh my gosh. I often joked. I said, "You keep this up, man. I'm gonna stick you in a mini, and I'm gonna put a ladder on top of that, and then you show up
Well,
trying
they
to sell
do
a
have little
job."
cargo doors on there.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things you learned early on about the service. So, getting the customer, that's job one. Getting the
Mhm.
money, getting the cash flow, right? Well, that's actually
Mm-hmm.
that's job one. But serving and operating, what did you learn as you tried to scale that?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of bottlenecks that we didn't necessarily expect. Like when we were first starting off, like our customer acquisition cost was super low. We were making good money, and it's all of a sudden one person can only handle about 150 accounts. Now we got to hire like 2 or 3 people right off the bat. We kind of thought it was going to go forever, but there's actually quite a bit of seasonality in the business. So we pick up probably 80% of our customers quarter 1. And then the summer time's actually the slowest time of the year. And we basically go down about 10% of our census, and then it picks back up in the fall.
Why do you think the summer is so? I love the seasonality because, again, when you look around all the world, and of course we're on every continent in the nation.
Couple of galaxies.
You like how I did that?
Yeah, every continent in the nation. Yeah.
It just shows you how worldly I am here in the U.S. But no, everybody thinks, hey, you're in Atlanta, Georgia, which is seasonally you can work 12 months a year. I'm like, no, we have the same seasonality you have in Michigan, you do in Minnesota and New York. So why was the summer a slow season? This is really interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah, I
Poop
think
less?
there's probably a couple reasons. One, people travel more in the summer. 2, people are outside more often, so maybe they want it cleaned up every day, where we might not be able to accommodate that. You got kids that are home from school during the summer, so people just make their kids do it. So there's probably a combo of all those things. People are more likely to move during the summer than in the winter. So all those things I think just kind of add up.
So you get your core business, and that is I'm going to come out there and I'm going to clean up your refuse. Is it residential, commercial? What's the split on that?
We do some commercial, but I haven't really focused on it because it's almost an entirely different business. We're probably like 97% residential,
Right.
but we do install like those dog waste stations at like apartment complexes and stuff like that.
So that was my next question is, as you've grown your business and looked at it, are there other adjunct things you add on, or are you just staying true to the core of your biz?
Right now, we're just now for the first time adding or trying to add another service, just something minor, just some odor control for people.
Nice.
I'm telling you, the bags of poop for vengeance. Spite poop bags.
Spray
You
poop
can have-
bags.
Yeah, huge,
Yeah.
huge market there. Untapped.
You can have it all.
You're-
You can have it for free. I'll send it over.
See, I got free product.
I'll be.
You know,
I'll
no,
be your
no
supplier.
tariffs.
Honestly, hey, we'll talk offline about this one. Alan, that's a horrible idea. Hey, Will, between you and me, I think I got an idea.
So what's your average customer like? I can't imagine having a dog and not being willing to pick up the poop. Are they just like 2 people that work a lot or something like that?
I mean, there's a big mix of people. So number one, there's people that hate picking up dog poop. Our top demographics probably females in their 30s and 40s. But you also have people that are disabled. You got married couples that both have to work a full-time job. They might not even get home until it's dark out. So busy professionals, people that hate it. You got people with service animals that might be disabled. They might not be able to pick up after your dog. You got the elderly people that might not be able to pick up after their dog. So there's definitely a mix. I'd say there's more
You can
people.
charge them a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I'm just in a foul mood today.
You are. Man, you're again, Alan. You're supposed to be nice and from
I'm
Oregon.
normally
and you're
the
talking
nice-
to another nice. He's from Washington. I mean, in Washington, Oregon, are the same thing.
Oh God.
Go Cougs, right?
There is
Go Cougs.
there is a certain brotherhood there, but bite your tongue. Anyway, no. Normally, Will, I'm the nice one, and
Okay.
and Chris is the one that wants to slash everybody's tires.
Well, that's why I said I'm doing this all offline because I'm getting that shit, and that shit's getting spread. And I've got 2 customers. I mean, never mind. Let's keep going, shall we? So you got the customer acquisition. You guys are doing this. You're getting things going. You thought about the odor control. Where do you see this business growing to, and what do you got for your plans going forward?
Yeah, so right now we got Spokane location, we got our Seattle location. We'll probably continue to open up throughout kind of the Puget Sound region. But I want to just keep it super simple. I don't want to offer a bunch of different services and things like that. It's hard enough to scale one service to multiple locations and millions of dollars versus doing a gajillion other things. So that's always
That's a
been
gold
kind of my
nugget right there,
preference.
and that's the tee up question. That's the gold nugget for everybody. We always love to chase the shiny bubbles, right? We always want to add on a service as opposed to getting your service even better to go in and really penetrate a market. Or I'm sure there's a lot more people in Spokane you could be servicing and for just this, as opposed to going, well, I'm going to offer leash services, or I'm going to offer dog walking, or I'm going to offer dog grooming. That's not your core business, man. In your case, that's so easy to talk about. But for many of us, we can't see it, especially when you're in your own business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Are you franchising?
We're not right now, but I have a list of over 100 people that want to buy one. So that's always
That's a good start.
yeah, that's a good sign, I think, if we ever
So then,
work.
what's the purpose of the YouTube channel that you're doing? I mean, you got a lot of videos out there.
Yeah, so we started a group called the Poop Scoop Millionaire. So we basically teach people how to pick up dog poop on the internet, and that turned into a whole business
How
on
many
its own.
step
We got
process is that?
Let's talk about that. So there's an art to picking up poop. I
Yeah.
love this because honestly,
Yeah.
I can't do it without gagging. I'm not going to lie. I would actually be one of his customers if I had a dog.
You don't have a dog.
I don't have
That's
any
a good
animals.
thing.
Yeah, but I
You can
can't
get a
do
dog
it.
now. I'll buy you one.
I'd be gagging.
That's
Buy me
a
one.
great,
Buy me one
great
so
way to
yeah,
grow your
so you
business.
can service
Here's
me.
a dog.
That's another right. There you go. Here you go. Here's a dog.
Genius.
Your kids really want a dog, by the way. They're still claiming an emotional abuse at 26 and 23 that we never had a dog.
Yeah, I got a little of that myself. Anyway, go ahead. So the video channel, teaching people how to.
Back to the original question 5 minutes ago.
That's right. At least I'm on point.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, how did that start? I think I did my first ever podcast with somebody that had a poop scoop company. Maybe like 3,000 followers on YouTube, nothing crazy. And there's been poop scoopers across the country for years and years and years, but none of them really got very big. So when I came on the podcast and said we're making over $1 million picking up dog poop, I had a ton of people reach out and that wanted to do like one-on-one coaching with me. Wasn't really interested in it, so I just kind of threw out a number. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to you for whatever, $1,500 a month for a call or two. And we ended up making like over 20 grand in a couple of weeks. So I was like, there might be something to this. I don't want to do one-on-one coaching. And I was a big follower of Alex Hormozy. He invested in the school platform. So I said, what the hell, let's give it a shot and see what happens. And it's basically been taking off like crazy, like month after month. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Do you know the platform he's talking about?
I do, Hormozy, but actually I cannot explain it probably as well as you can. Why don't you talk a little bit about what Hormozy does and how he markets himself?
As far as the school platform or him?
Yeah,
himself?
the school platform, not the other stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know the other stuff.
So yeah, basically the school platform is a community platform and they've put a lot of effort into it to make it as simple as possible. So you can have courses, we can do live trainings, you can sell stuff on there. And we basically just use it for courses and community. Community is really the big part. So it's almost like an online forum that people pay to get access to. So we're charging people, $69 a month to come in. They get access to all the courses. We do a couple live events every single month, like a live Q&A once a month. And then people can just like talk to each other about whatever problems they're having with their business.
Love that. I love the idea of building that community. So franchising is probably on the horizon. You're thinking about it, but this other idea that you've got or what's happening is that you're building this community of teaching people how to scoop poop.
Yep.
So you said wrapped vehicle is your third best lead generator. Chris, you have wrapped vehicles. Where does it rank for you?
So for me, it's a lot lower. It does a great job for brand recognition here in Atlanta. Again, we're 5.5 million in the metro Atlanta area. So it's pretty spread out when you only have 15 vans and a 5.5 million radius, but it does work, and I totally insist on it and still say absolutely. If you're in business right now and you don't have at least a freaking magnet on the side of your truck, you're blowing it. If you're not wearing your logoed shirt every day, everywhere you go, you're blowing it. I mean, I'm doing this podcast with the Trusted Toolbox on. I went to another big networking event where it was supposed to be suit and tie, and I came in with my Trusted Toolbox and my coat. And you know who got to talk the most?
Well, I don't
Not
know.
got to.
I don't know.
I
Got
did,
to
though.
is not the right word.
I took over, baby.
Who spoke the most? That has nothing to do with what you're wearing.
Oh, you know, they love me, baby.
Yeah.
Dicks dig me, guys want to be me. I did it. You got to keep it logoed, baby.
Yeah, I'll add a couple things about truck wraps too. If you have truck wraps, it actually allows you to charge higher prices because you look like a more professional company. I think that's something that often gets overlooked. And then for us, just
more than a
taking it-
magnet.
Oh yeah, a lot more than a magnet. And then for us, Facebook ads was like our number one thing. But we wrapped all our trucks with like dog poop stuff. Took a picture of it, ran it on Facebook ads, and that's our top performing ads.
We're going to let Will keep talking, but I'm going to refute you right now. I said at least a magnet. I didn't say I do magnets. I wrap.
I think you were a magnet supporter.
No, I was not a magnet supporter. I am definitely all pro wrap. And
I
what
think
Will
you're
said,
getting a kickback from the magnet people.
I am not getting a kickback. You know what? I said at least a magnet, my friends. And you kick it down and you're like, yeah, Chris, take that. Bum, 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 bum. You can't do that, man. I am not a pooper scooper. I'm going back to Will. He said it, though, and we talk about this all the time. You want to charge more? You got to earn the fee. And earning the fee, you got to fit the part. When people have, hey, I'm just going to have this guy come pick up my pooper scooper stuff, and they're thinking he's going to look like a derelict who just came up off his bike, went in the back, grabbed a bag, grabbed some shit, put it in this dumpster. But these guys do it way different, I'm sure. And I'm sure the neighbors see that, and that's how they get to earn the fee. Alan. Will, what do you think of that?
You know, he was a little sleepy before this podcast. I knew I had to poke him a couple
times. You guys better be learning something. Get in that truck, man. Put the windows up because it's about to get saucy.
But no, you're exactly right. Yeah, it's all about having a process for us. So clean our equipment with kennel grade disinfectant in between each yard, so we're not spreading parvo or weird diseases between dogs. And we also take a gate photo every time before we leave, so the customer knows we're not letting their dog out. Because that's kind of a big pain point.
Did you learn that the hard way?
No, thankfully that actually happened to me. I hired like a AC person, and they let my dog out. So, but I didn't make that
good
mistake.
Little nugget for you, Chris.
Well, I'll give you my story. So you've never had to chase a dog through a neighborhood.
I'll be honest. I actually haven't really scooped much myself, if at all.
Oh, all right. So now I'm going to tell on myself. So we were doing a bathroom remodel. I'm in year one, 7 months into it, and the lady's like, "Do this remodel." I'm like, "I'm just a handyman," but I knew how to do remodels because I knew how to do remodels, but I had to do the job. And she had this little dog, and the little dog's name was Truman. And it was a little dog, and it was a little yappy little fucker, and the fucking thing kept yapping at me every fucking day I went in this fucking house. Well, one day, we're in there working, and I have help, right? I got helpers working with me. Truman gets out of his cage, goes out the front door. I spend the next 3 hours running through the neighborhood. It's a gated community that you know called St. Marlowe, running, trying to find this little fucking dog. And he thought this was a great game. I am jumping over gates. I'm running through the backyard.
So you could see him. He's just standing 2 steps ahead of you.
Always.
Oh, and you're sweating.
Oh, I'm just dying. I mean, fat guy is running through this yard, and I am rumbling, bumbling. So, I mean, Will, I'm not a small guy, man. I'm 6'2", 230. I mean, I'm running, I'm bumbling, I'm stumbling. I'm chasing this dude down. And I finally get him back, right? Get him back in, get him in the cage.
I'm guessing you handled him gently.
I did. I did not hurt the dog. I do love dogs. I love dogs to pieces.
Truman.
But Truman, you little fucker. So here's what the wife says. She comes home. She'd been working all day. She goes up. She inspects everything. She comes down. She goes, didn't get much done today, huh?
I'm like, and what do you say to that?
I just looked over and went, Truman. So, but back to your point, I think that's the kind of stuff that people want in their customer service, right? They want to know that you did the job you were supposed to do. In today's instant gratification world, right? You got Uber Eats, you got Uber this. You know exactly where your Uber is before you're going to get it. And when they drop you off, they ask, how did we do? And so when your guys are walking out of that property, they're getting a notification, hey, we're done.
Mhm.
That's a peace of mind for somebody who's sitting in an office going, my little precious Truman could potentially be running around and not pooping in my own yard. Oh my God, how could I do it? Oh my God,
Just come to my yard. I'm sure Truman's there,
you know what? He
pooping
probably
with all his friends.
he was,
and the deer.
They had a lot of fun. Yeah, the deer.
So how long have you been doing this?
First full year was 2021.
So in 2021, obviously everybody's home, COVID. Did you feel
Yeah.
like that was a good point for you to start a business? I mean, looking back on it, I started my business in 2008, right, beginning of the recession.
Yeah.
You know, I got my teeth kicked in, and not as much as Alan. Alan got his actually teeth, head, neck.
I don't remember
spine. Yeah, okay, never mind. We'll keep going.
But the question was to Will, not you.
All right, back to 2021. Did you find that starting a business at that time was good? Would you do it again?
Yeah, I think it was actually really, really good. I think people had extra money. They had their stimulus checks coming out. So we just, I guess we took them.
And I'll take those. Thank you.
Yes.
You know, here we are. You know, we're talking to you, 2025. At the end of 2023, the stimulus check money ran out.
Was that a noticeable squeak?
It was for me. So in 2024, I've talked about this because here we are at 25. People go, "Hey man, how you looking year over year?" I said, "Well, I'm looking great." I said, "But last year sucked." Why? I said, "Because everybody ran out of money, savings was gone, credit card debt's the highest it's ever been, interest rates started going up, and everybody had already done everything they want to do in their house, and they wanted to get out and travel." It's called
we've covered this in therapy. We've got a guest here named Will.
Well,
we're talking about Will's business.
I'm just telling Will what happens when shit hits the fan. And so, has shit ever hit the fan?
See, there's another revenue stream.
That's a great video, by the way. You should say we scoop it and we fan it.
It's gone.
Okay, so you haven't had this business very long, and yet it sounds very sophisticated. And your background was in sociology, and you're a rafting instructor. I mean, did you have mentors, or did you just sit there and think about what does a good business look like? Or was it just I think you mentioned that you had a bad experience with somebody in this industry, and was it just a reaction to that?
I think it was that, and then also my electrical company. I started probably 4 months before that, so with a pretty seasoned operator. So I basically just took all the stuff I learned there and applied it to dog poop scooping.
I love that.
Because there's such a parallel.
And I want to say, Will, kudos to you for taking the backhanded compliment from Alan, saying, "And you're a river guide."
I
It's
love
true.
river guides.
Do you? Because you're not sounding very nice. That sounds like something I would say.
My favorite photo is a rafting trip in Oregon, and we hit a big rapid, and the guide was in the process of being ejected when the photo snapped.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Where's our guide? He's in front of us.
I mean, it was like a full, like a luge pose, except for just getting launched in the air. It was great.
I will say though, some of the best times I ever had was doing rafting, and we've only done it guided. And I told my wife, I'm like, "Let's do it unguided." And she goes, "Not with you, I won't." No. Which is probably smart, by the way.
Probably smart. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
I wouldn't want you in stroke seat.
You would not.
No. We'll keep you as ballast.
Oh God, yeah. No, too much fun. All right, let's get back to the biz. All right, the biz. Can we please, Alan? You're so disruptor. Such a disruptor. Will's trying to get his message out there.
It was
people.
a big compliment.
He doesn't even know this is going to be a good message.
I'm really impressed.
All content's good content. Will tell her Mosey that he knows that.
Yeah.
He is running a very sophisticated business in an unsophisticated industry, and he's actually put it together brilliantly in a short amount of time. And he's kind of like, yeah, whatever. I mean, that's the way he acts, but there's a lot more.
I get a feeling right now.
There's a lot more horsepower under the hood.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. So, what do you want to do with it? Where do you want to go?
I think it'd be cool to make like $10 million picking up dog poop a year. So that's probably where we're going.
And that's the headline of the show.
That's going to be
how to make $10 million a year picking up dog poop.
Yeah, we're getting there. We'll probably do 3 this year. So we're getting there.
That's beautiful. I mean, again,
can you imagine what the impoverished countries would be thinking listening to this podcast? That our country would spend $10 million just in Washington State to pick up poop.
Right, just in
that they would probably use in their garden.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You can't because it's too high protein.
Maybe mix it in with something.
Oh, well, maybe you do.
I don't know.
All right, let's
figure it out. You let me know. I'll ship it.
There we go.
Oh. All right, we're formulating.
I'm thinking.
We have chemists. We know.
Okay.
All right, we'll start working it out.
Excellent.
I think there's an opportunity there.
So, your business strategy, your personal strategy. So, right, obviously, family's always number one for all of us. But, and I love saying that, but I didn't really mean that when I started my business because I left the corporate world. I was making a shit ton of money, and I left. I said, "Hey, baby, don't worry. I'm going to make $1 million a year. I'm just going to kill it." Here I am, 17 years later. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm doing really well, but you know, it's definitely self-rewarding. I love everything I'm doing. I love having this podcast. Love doing all we're doing. So tell me what you want to do aside from the money. What's the what are you looking to get done?
Honestly, I just enjoy doing business stuff. So no matter what business it is, I just like building cool stuff, getting people jobs, helping people out. So yeah, I know it's kind of I'm just doing whatever I want.
You know, I think, and that's awesome because you know, back in the day,
How many people are just driving down the road listening to this and just green with envy?
you should be green with envy because listen to Will. I mean, he found a niche. He built a market. He used his skill set, worked with seasoned operators to refine his market.
Amazon can't take it away.
And now, right? I mean, Amazon's not bringing robots out to scoop your shit.
Well, they
There's no
could
poop
get it with
Roombas yet.
drones.
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe
Drone poop scooping. There's
How
a
about
cool,
you know
we
what,
charge a lot
Alan?
more for that.
Alan, I got another idea. We can't tell Will. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll create a drone with lasers, and we'll just laser the poop out. We'll just shoot it. We'll just start. God, what could go wrong? Nothing could go wrong.
I got a couple of neighbors I'd like to try it on.
I
First.
know, right? I forget the poop. I'm gonna. Hey, there's the dog. There's the neighbor.
Truman.
Truman. I'm not killing you, but I'm definitely killing Mom, who says, "I think you get a lot done today, huh?" No, couldn't really. So I think that's the lesson that I think a lot of people need to understand is that if you're doing what you like to do, kind of the money happens. If you're trying to chase the money, it's really hard to make that work and feel fulfilled when you're done. And honestly, I can't tell you how many times I have sat there, like if I'm either in all the roles I've filled in our company, if I'm in sales or back when I was a tech, if I'm in sales going, man, I got to win this job. I got to win this job. I'm the worst person in the world to have in your home because I'm not going, I really need to help this person. I really want to help this person because that's why I love what I do in my business because we help people in their homes, you know, create the environment that they love to live in, you know, elevate their lifestyles. And if you're thinking, oh, I got to make money, you're blowing it, man. And in your case, you're not thinking like that. You're thinking, hey, I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. I enjoy it. I mean, that's fun, right?
Makes me
Yeah.
start over.
I mean, I definitely probably could have made moves to try to make more money, even with like the Poop Scoop Millionaire Group. Like I teach people basically how to start a whole business for whatever, $70. So
Right. $70 a month.
I mean, it's brilliant. Well, it's an American dream story, really.
I think, yeah, again, a totally different business model than anybody we've talked to, specifically in a world that he could have gone franchise. He could have. We've talked to a lot of people who've done that.
Mm-hmm.
He found the market. He made the market. He can go franchise the market now.
He still can. He's got 100 people who want to buy one.
Yeah, and
I think the price just went up after this podcast.
Well, of course, because if you're listening, yeah, the price just went up. You mentioned, I think Will said that he would do this before the show. You mentioned Small Business Safari. And
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Small Business Safari. Remember to keep that positive attitude, which will reflect in a higher altitude as you're out there making it happen in the wild world of small business ownership. Until next time, go make it a great day, adventure team.
Are your sales in person or over the phone?
You can actually get a quote and sign up for services on our website without even talking to anybody.
Is that how most people do it?
Yeah, probably most. When we first started off, most people came to us through Facebook Messenger, actually, because we found that our website just wasn't good enough and have a high enough conversion rate, so that converted higher. But we've since refined it, so now we just try to push as much stuff through the website as possible. It keeps our customer service reps from having to do a bunch of extra kind of manual work, talking to people, just bogs it down.
So does that make you have to be the low cost service provider? I mean, you've got competition, right? And so if
yeah, I guess I'm creating my own competition too, but no, we charge a lot more than everybody else.
So what are you projecting on your website that says, hey, I guess I'll go with these guys even though they're more?
Yeah, well, one, they might not even find some of our other competitors. We've bought up other companies and stuff, so sometimes we might have like the top whatever 5 listings on a particular search.
5 calls to get the same 5 people.
Yeah, we also have the biggest brand. So, like in Spokane, especially when I first started, there's maybe 10 to 20 searches a month for like pooper scooper service compared to like 1,000 searches a month for electrician. And now there's 700-800 searches a month for just Swoop Scoop.
Oh,
So
wow.
people associate the service with us, and not that it's its own service in that area, if that makes sense.
So Swoop Scoop has become the Kleenex
Or
of
Band-Aid.
tissues,
Right.
or Band-Aid of Band-Aids. What's the other word? I mean, Kleenex is tissue paper, but what's the other word for Band-Aid?
Bandage.
Okay, thank you. Whatever. All right, Poop
Right.
Scoop.
No,
it
I
is.
mean that's right. I mean there's certain things that the branding is so strong that that's the word that people use.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, we just called it a Coke when you wanted to go get a soda.
Mhm.
Out west and northwest.
Yeah.
Huh. We called it pop.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, there's another example happening in our own world. The cement board that people are putting on homes is called, we all call it hardy board.
Hardy board.
Well, because they dominate the market. Well, there's 3 other competitors. There's 2 other competitors, 3 total. But they are such a dominant player. We all say hardy board, and it's like Kleenex. I mean, and that's
Yeah,
the
because
line
you
we
say
use.
hardy board, I know what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we go. Poop Scoop has become
Swoop Scoop.
Yeah.
Swoop Scoop.
Yeah, we
Swoop
created
Scoop.
our own mini Kleenex vacuum in Spokane.
There you go. Swoop Scoop. You can use that, and don't worry, you don't have to throw Alan any money. He doesn't. Really
Okay.
I just want a bag of poop I can light on fire.
He just,
I'll buy you
but
a dog still though if you want.
But if you, that's what you ought to be doing. So let's talk about that. Alternative marketing ideas that you've had. Have you done something like
Give me an
adoption program
I want an
sponsoring?
incontinent dog so I can go walk it on property.
Yeah, no, we try to partner with so we have like a community give back program. So like once a month we'll donate like $1,000 to a charity, and then we'll give them like a promo code. So if anybody signs up with the promo code, we'll donate an extra $50 basically forever. So we'll try to partner with like shelters and things like that. Especially like adoption shelters, because everybody's getting a new dog. We get our information passed out. So that's worked. We've done a lot of stuff that doesn't work. Also, we got to deal with Pizza Hut, and they let us put our dog poop coupons on the pizza boxes.
Whoops.
And yeah, we got no customers from that. Spent like $5,000, so that was kind of interesting.
Why do you think that is, other than what I think?
I don't even know if they put them out, to be honest. But also because people buying Pizza Hut, probably they're not necessarily our ideal customer, perhaps.
Yeah, probably sitting in an apartment, and
Yeah.
the last thing I want to think about while I'm eating pizza is my dog pooping.
Yeah, we got rejected by Domino's, and Pizza Hut took us. So
You know what? I actually the thing I do like better is people love their dogs, their cats, their animals, and then their kids. For many of them.
Yeah, because the
I love
dogs and
it.
cats don't talk back.
You know, we had Brian Gottlieb on many podcasts ago talking about making them a co-producer. And if you made your customer a co-producer of, hey, I'm going to sponsor this shelter and we're going to, save one euthanized dog a month, or hey, we're going to give back to this community. I could see people going, how much is your service? Yeah, we're 20% more than everybody else, or 30%, or whatever the number is. I don't even care.
we're twice as much as some people.
Twice, fine. But your first month, this month or every month you do it, this $20 goes to them.
Mm-hmm.
I would see people doing it because they are ready. Every time I've been to a festival, people are dropping money like it's going out of style for giving back to shelters. Because a lot of people going to festivals here in Atlanta have dogs with them. I love the idea. But I
don't like it that they're bringing their dogs to a festival. It's annoying.
No, I love it.
No, they bark.
No, but they come up.
They bark.
But they come up, and then we have a little.
What if I'm allergic?
Well,
I mean,
not,
the
I'm
last flight when I came back from LA, it's like, oh, we have somebody with a peanut allergy on the plane. I'm like, well, what about my freaking dog allergy and all the goddamn service dogs that are on there that they don't really need?
Get off my lawn, you kids! What happened to the nice Northwest? You know what? That's what happened. We've gotten Alan out of the Pacific Northwest. He's become like us down here in Atlanta. Well, he's been hanging out with me too.
I've been hanging out with Chris.
He's been gone too long.
Getting angry. Will, this has been awesome, dude. So tell everybody how we can find you or find what you want people to find out about you, because I think it's an amazing story.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more, I guess, about the industry, we got a website, scoopstart.com. We got the Scoop Start YouTube channel. And then if you want to talk to me, pretty much the only way to talk to me is if you're in the Poop Scoop Millionaire community. We got like 800 other scoopers in there. Do not try to get a hold of me by visiting Swoop Scoop and trying to call me. I got like a kajillion gatekeepers, so it is not possible to get a hold of me through there. But yeah, those would be the top 3 places.
So Will just says no to Poop Scoop. What do those people do when they hit you? Yeah. Anyway,
you're jealous of his million gatekeepers.
I am too. I got one.
Yeah.
Cindy is my gatekeeper now.
I got like 5.
Take
like,
that,
it's not possible.
It's gotten too big. I've gotten too big on the pod where I've had to have Cindy start to be my gatekeeper, boys.
He's got 5.
I do have a lot of.
You got a lot of making up to do.
I do.
I know.
All right.
You need 4 more gatekeepers.
Wow.
Just to be like Will. How long have you been doing your business?
17 years.
Jeez,
I'm not even close. Nope. Actually, the 3 or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, sounds great, but that's a great number. But let me tell you about my biz and the profit on the net. Doesn't matter. All right, guys, we learned something. It's up to you to learn something today. You figured out something else. We talked about a lot of shit today. I had to do it again.
Yeah.
Come on, it's too easy. It's fun. All right, Will, we want to hit you with our famous 4 questions. What is a book you'd recommend to our audience?
$100 million offers and leads.
That's Hermosi.
Yeah.
I'll
be I don't even read. I always tell people my favorite book's the Facebook because it makes me the most money. I don't read anything else.
Now that's a gold nugget.
There is the answer.
All right. Number 2, what's the favorite feature of your home?
I don't have a favorite feature of my home because it poisoned me and I had to evacuate.
All right. We talked about this before the podcast. Guys, he is a victim of mold. We talked about this quite a bit. And here's what happens. When you're in a home and the family starts not feeling good, you're not really sure why, there are people out there who will come in there and check out your air. I know this because I'm in the biz and I love hearing this story. And he brought this up. You can have somebody come out there for a very low amount of money and they can do an air test, air quality test. And they test the indoor air quality versus the outdoor. Now, just because
I'm suspicious of those people.
No, don't be.
Because I'm assuming that the answer is going to be, oh, your air sucks and it's going to cost you $12,000 to fix it.
But these people don't sell the services. They just do the test. My point.
I don't trust it.
You got to trust this because I've had it done. Guess what? Mold is everywhere, guys. It's outside. It's inside. Mold only affects you if it affects you. And when it affects you, it's a negative Allen thing.
What's going to be the favorite feature of your new home?
Yeah. What do you want to do in your new home?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We might have to rebuild the whole thing. We'll see how things end up going. Well, probably my favorite feature, it's right up on top of a hill, nice neighborhood. It's got these basically doors that basically open up the whole wall to the outside. That's probably our favorite feature. Yeah.
Like sliding glass? The sliding glass doors? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love those doors. All right. We are very proud of our customer service background. We talk about customer service a lot. We talked about it a little bit in your world today as well. But we're just customer service
freaks.
Let's get it going. What's a customer service pet peeve of yours when you're out there and you're the customer?
I don't know if it might be considered customer service, but I hate not getting a flat rate price when I want to buy something. I hate paying by the hour.
Wow. Ooh, deep thoughts.
That's something we could debate for a while.
We could. Yeah, but I get what he's going at because especially he's a little younger than you, Alan, especially you. Because you're old. Yeah. I think a lot of the younger generation are used to Uber Eats and Uber and just tell me how much it is. Yep, that looks like a value to me. Great. Don't nickel and dime me. Do not. Where the older generation, we used to go, nope, we're going to nickel and dime. We're going to argue down. We're going to beat you up. Or we're going to say, nope, you didn't use that nail. You got to take 5 cents off. I want it all off.
That sounds like you.
That is me. But I'm not as old as you. All right, let's keep going. We've already talked about the DIY nightmare story, unless you have another one. But I think the mold is a pretty big one.
Yeah, no, we're still in the middle of it. So you get weird symptoms with mold poisoning too. You like I shoot sparks and stuff out of my fingers and toes. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. Like
Yeah.
I actually thought I was like schizo. I didn't tell anybody, and we hired a mold specialist to help flush it out of our system. And I guess that's a symptom. So like at night, if you touch your bed sheet, it shoots out static electricity.
Literal sparks.
Yeah, like static electricity comes out because of the buildup. So yeah, it's kind of it was weird. It was super weird.
Wow.
Well, there you go. He's shooting sparks off his fingers. He may be, but he can shoot sparks through poop. I don't know.
No, it's not working.
It's not working.
No,
All right.
it was
You know
out
what?
of
Let's
stretch.
just get out of here. Guys, if you didn't learn some shit today, that's on you. Because we're talking about building a market, making it happen, using your skills to help you develop your business. Figure this thing out, man. Let's keep going because every week, every day, every hour, every morning you wake up, it's a slog. We got to make it happen. And we can get up there. Let's make it go.
Cheers, everybody.